Okay, it's time for workout number 1. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Stay focused.
Don't laugh!
Bruh, what the fuck? This guy bent down and pet a fucking skunk? And now that shit's fucking following him, bro. Oh, he's seeing me. So come on, little skante warrior. Let's go, skunky.
¡Ay, Miguel! ¡Ay, Miguel!
Olamazlar hurmatli ko'ruvchilar. Biz sizlarga Ravanda taekwondo uyushmasiga qatnashishga chaqiramiz.
What's up, Ghost? We're doing just a quick preview show. Hopefully, you guys are going to be watching the fights. We got Lomachenko versus Cambozo. I want to do a segment rating the card. It's a pretty mid card. It's going to be from Australia. I believe it's going to be Sunday over there. So it's going to be 7 tonight on ESPN. They're going to have some preliminary fights. And in the main event, we have Vasily Lomachenko coming off of a controversial loss to Devin Haney. And he'll be fighting George Cambozo, who was previously known for beating Teofimo Lopez. That's his claim to fame. Salute, go. Salute, Jack Ripper. Interesting name, Jack. Yeah, man, hop on. I'm going to drop the link if anybody wants to get their thoughts in. Just in a couple other things, we could talk about in the boxing world. Canelo Alvarez pay-per-view numbers came out. They were 500,000 to 550,000. People are saying it's bad. It's bad for Canelo Alvarez. So I dropped the link, guys. So they're saying between 550, 520,000 pay-per-view numbers for Canelo Alvarez. And then we have the Ryan Garcia news. He's attempting to clear his name. He's been tweeting at Errol Spence for a mega fight. But salute, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. It's Mother's Day tomorrow. I'm drinking my beer. But yeah, man. What else is going on? Tank Davis announced his fight. And he'll be fighting Frank Martin, a virtual unknown in the boxing world. He has a decent name. So you got Frank Martin, and on the undercard you have David Benavidez and Gvozdyk. They did a presser, which was mild-mannered. I mean, Tank Davis is trying to come back from a Ryan Garcia fight in which him and Ryan did reportedly $1 million, probably more in the range of 800,000. But looks like Ryan Garcia did better than Canelo Alvarez, which is interesting. That's right. The Ryan Garcia numbers came out. They were about 545,000. So guys, hit the like, comment, subscribe. It's Boxing with Frank Bay. I got Ghost, I got Ripper. Yeah, man, hit the link if you want to talk about Lomachenko. And then we got Usyk and Fury coming up. So the card from it's on ESPN Plus. It's not a very exciting, tantalizing card. That's why I really haven't been talking about it. I think Lomachenko should probably watch Cambozo. If he struggles with Cambozo, then it's not going to be a good look, guys. But Vasily Lomachenko, this is probably his last run. He's talking about retiring. He's 35. He's he only has 19 fights. I think he's 17-3. He has about 19 fights, but he had 400 amateur fights. So, he looks visibly worn. He looks visibly tired. Watching him, we've seen him breaking down, crying after getting robbed, in my opinion, by Devin Haney. So, Lomachenko has been hailed as a GOAT, as an all-time great. He most likely will be in the Hall of Fame. Salute, Sopaz, and thank you. Salute, man. So, Lomachenko, they've always said that he's this all-time great guy. He's an all-time great fighter. Give me one. Lomachenko is loved by the boxing critics and pundits, ESPN, Ring Magazine. When Lomachenko first came in the scene, they called him white chocolate. I think I got my first guest. I got Ripper. Welcome. Salute, Ripper. What's up, man? How you doing?
What's up? What we're chopping that up about?
Yeah, whatever you want, man. I'm just kind of talking about the Lomachenko fight, and then Ryan Garcia's PED test, and then Canelo Alvarez pay-per-view numbers. So whatever you wanna chop up, man. I was just
Well,
giving my
the the
predictions,
pay
but
per
go
view
ahead.
numbers, are kind of interesting because they said they're reporting that Ryan did better than Canelo, which I think that's pretty
Right.
huge. That's
Yeah.
pretty huge news because I mean it means that I guess Canelo's passing the torch to Ryan now. I guess he's the new face of the sport, you could say. Because I'm pretty sure, because you know how the Crips say that Hank's the face of boxing, but I'm pretty sure that pay per view with him and Frank Martin is gonna flop. I don't even think that's gonna do like a 150K buys. Like I
Yeah.
don't like. What's
hmm
your prediction on that? What's your prediction on the numbers for that fight? Because I don't even think it's gonna touch that.
Well, he averages. Well, I mean, first, they call him the face of boxing because he beat Ryan Garcia. That pay-per-view did really well. I mean, they said it was a million. We don't know, but most likely it did like 800K. That was like the lowest amount I heard, so it did really well. But as far as Tank Davis goes, being the face of boxing, I doubt it. I think he does maybe 200, 300,000, like at the best, right? At the very best, but it's not going
I
to
think
be
at the
anywhere. Go
I
ahead.
think at the very best it's 250. That's like the most that they can do.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
they try to put Benavides in there to try to get the Mexicans to buy it. But
Exactly.
Benavides' own pay per views are flop too. The one with Andrade and the one with Plant. I don't even
They
think we got
did.
an
Yep.
estimation. We didn't even get an estimation on those pay per views because it did so poorly. So yeah, I don't even think adding him is gonna do anything. So best 250, I think.
250 at best, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they're yeah, like you said, they're doing their best to put Benavides on the card. They have a couple other names. I think they said Stephen Fulton, Edwin De Los Santos are going to be on their card, but they're fighting virtual nobodies. But Tank Davis. Look, let's be honest, man. That's who the fuck knows Frank Martin?
No, that's a totally unknown name, and at the press conference, that fool couldn't. Like they were trying to hype it up. You saw they were going back and forth, but Frank Martin
Right.
didn't really hold his own. Yeah, like they need for a tank fight, you need a big name, or you at least need someone like Rolly Romero to like fuck up put the social media numbers up something because Tank can't sell a fight by himself.
I was just gonna say that even Rolly Romero was a bigger name than Frank Martin. Now, I mean, you could say Frank Martin's a better fighter, but still, he's unknown. Like Rolly Romero sold the fight because he could talk. He's goofy as fuck and he could talk. But like, dude, nobody knows who Frank Martin is. I mean, what is his best win?
So, so they gave him a gift decision, in my opinion, versus that random Armenian guy, that Kardashian guy. I don't see anything like special about this dude. He's like a 30-year-old prospect, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, man, he's done absolutely nothing in the sport of boxing. He's not a champion. He's not an ex-champion. Has he even beat it? Has he even beat a champion? Like, has he beat
No,
even a name?
not even a former champion. I don't think so. Like, yeah, this fight's not gonna sell. But that's
I
one of the
mean,
reasons why.
go
That's
ahead.
one of the reasons why Tank is not like a big superstar because you can you can fool the casuals, but I mean to a certain extent because you need some big names in there. Like no one wants to see this Frank Martin fight. Like people want to see this dude fight somebody. You got to fight somebody. But the thing is that this dude's like such a bitch. He's afraid to even fight feather fisted dudes like Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney.
Yeah. What's up, man? Is this TY?
Yo, what's good, family?
What's up?
Hey, what's up? What's up, Frank Bate?
Oh, I was like, damn, you came in as TY, homie. I thought you were gonna
you see,
D-bomb me, homie.
nah, you seen the picture I put up?
Yeah.
Nah, it's cause TY reminds me of that fool, white folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, he reminds me of white folks, bro. That's why.
Okay,
Hey,
I
but
was like, damn, you confused me.
I
Go ahead.
just hey Frank, like
Yep.
I've been wanting to touch on this topic, uh as far as the pay-per-view numbers.
Right.
like let me give you an example, bro. Like let's say Ryan Garcia, right? Let's say so far he's been doing good pay-per-view numbers, right? Like here in the United States, which is pretty good, right? And he's barely starting. But would you say that he has like big views, like big numbers in other countries, or just America?
I would say just America.
Okay, perfect. Because the thing is this, bro, because people like to shit on Canelo, right? When they see these kind of pay-per-view numbers, if it's below 600, 700, they start shitting on Canelo, right? The haters, they start saying, oh, he's falling off, blah blah blah. Okay, but you got to take this in consideration, bro, that Canelo in Mexico, you know how many views he averages on TV Azteca?
No
It was the most watched fight, wasn't it, in history over there?
Yeah.
History.
When he fought Fielding, he had 26 million views, bro, in Mexico. 26 million, my boy. After that, he's been averaging like 20 million, something around that range. Now, can you just imagine, bro, if Canelo decided to do pay-per-view in Mexico? He doesn't even have to charge $90. He could charge him 200 pesos, which is like 20 US dollars. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
And just with 20 million views, you know how much money he would generate? $400 million, bro.
Damn.
Yup. That means he would make more money off of pay-per-view in Mexico than here in the United States. But see, the haters don't like to look at other data and facts like that, bro.
Well, the haters are stupid though, because the haters think that the Mexicans can't afford to buy the pay-per-view, but that's not the case. It's just that the way the system is set up over there is that they get to see the fights for free.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like the thing is, like, bro, Canelo's a world star, bro. Like Eddie Hearn even admitted, bro, that he gets views in the UK as well. Not only here, because he's beat a lot of the UK stars and shit. So he gets views here in America, in the UK, and Latin America, bro. Mexico and Argentina. Argentina's a boxing country too, bro. So he gets views over there as well.
That avatar's supposed to be TY.
Yeah, that's TY, dog. So
I wanted to switch the topic here on the Ryan failing the test, right? I think he's innocent because the way the thing's set up, it just doesn't look like he did it at all. Now they're saying it's a millionth of a gram or some bullshit like that. What are your guys' thoughts on it?
Go ahead, TY.
Yeah, I think that shit was just a setup, bro. Honestly, like, cause look, come on now, like, think about it, right? You got Victor Conte, right? An ex-convict, right? Went to prison, served jail time for admitting to providing performance-enhancing drugs to Olympic athletes, to boxers, Shane Mosley. The dude ratted, right?
It's a conflict of
interest. Okay. Now, the dude, he had his own little program, right? Called Belco, right?
Yeah.
Once he went to jail, once that nigga went to jail, he filed bankruptcy, right? What does he do? He starts all over again. And what's the name of his new brand? His new company? Snack. Right?
Yep.
And what a coincidence that isn't he like one of the board members for VADA?
I'm not sure about that.
He created this shit, didn't he? Something like that.
Exactly, bro. So the dude like created a whole new loophole, right? In a way that the dude's literally like he's distributing, PEDs again, but this time he created a loophole where he created an organization that, quote unquote, test athletes for performance enhancing drugs. That's a conflict of interest, isn't it? Like Ripper said.
Yeah, it is.
It's
He's one of those guys that he works close with the Haneys and shit. So like you can't
exactly. So
this
now,
is a guy who's been caught cheating, like helping athletes cheat in the sports.
Facts. So now you got Devin Haney working with this ex-convict, right? Victor Conte. What a coincidence that he gets beat by Ryan, and then Ryan all of a sudden pops dirty. It's a conflict of interest, bro. Like
there was something interesting too, because let me cut you off real fast before I forget. There's a boxer that he's a member of the Haney team, right? And what he tweeted, it was the week when Ryan, like the day after or a couple of days after Ryan popped, he was like, "Oh yeah, this is chess, not chess, because you need to learn how to move the pieces." So he's implying that they were the ones behind Ryan failing the test.
Of course. I mean, like, what more can you expect, from a felon?
Yeah.
You can't expect anything less, bro. Like, and the thing through Frank and Ripper is that, all this shit that Ryan's been, babbling about and shit, speaking about. You know what I'm talking about, bro. It kind of creates a drift as well. So it kind of like makes him look like the bad guy in the end of the day, regardless, bro. Like he's gonna be looked at like, oh, it's, he's crazy or he's on PEDs and he cheated. So it's like they're taking advantage of that as well. You see what I'm saying?
It just looks stupid too, because if he was gonna do steroids for a fight, he would have done it against someone like Tank Davis, not a fucking Haney. Haney doesn't even have any power. What the fuck would he be afraid of Haney for?
Right. He's pillow fisted.
Yeah, that's why I believe he's in this. I mean, he's gonna probably beat this thing. Because if you notice, they haven't even said anything about it. They keep like moving the days, saying, "Oh, that we're gonna give him a hearing and this and that." Normally, when a fighter pops a PD like that, usually they get straight to it. Like they tell you, "Oh yeah, you're gonna be banned," or this and that. They're like, they haven't been saying nothing lately.
Look, man, at the end of the day, it looks like a witch hunt because look, who's pushing this narrative, right? It's Dan Raphael, and he works closely with the PDC. You know what I mean? Like, and then that whole Wakanda and all these Crips, that's who's pushing this agenda. You know what I'm saying? Salute Matador.
Yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you guys hit the like too, man. But it's like, and the media's getting behind them, right? You got all these. I don't know if you guys are on Twitter. Are you guys on Twitter? Yeah, you go on Twitter. You go on. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying Mike Compenhurst. That's what you're gonna talk about.
Yeah, yeah. But if you look under all their comments, it's all a bunch of Wakandans and Crips. It's like they're all getting behind. They're helping push the narrative. You know what I'm saying?
It's a coping mechanism. It's a coping mechanism for them because they have to blame it on something else. They have to blame it on PEDs. They can't admit that they lost to the better man.
You know, I've always had this. I've been saying this for a while, bro. Like honestly, like since the longest, since all the Canelo hate started. It's that the American media, right? The American media, bro. All those big platforms, ESPN or whatnot, right? And all those cucks that work for them, they, for some reason, bro, they don't want a foreigner to be the face of boxing.
Right? Whispered, homie.
No. Oh, I'm trying to be all like double
agent.
Yeah, like double agent and shit. Nah, but you see what I'm saying, Frank? Like
I know.
they don't want a foreigner to be the face of boxing, bro. They want a crip to be the
Well,
face
Ryan
of
isn't a
boxing.
foreigner, which is weird. I
But
mean, you can
but but
Yeah, but
understand
they
that
see
but
Biden
him.
he's
isn't a
They see him.
foreigner.
Mexican.
They see
But
him as a
he's
foreigner.
Mexican. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
they
seen that?
see Mexican Americans as
Yeah,
foreigners. So that's the
exactly.
thing.
For them,
They
bro,
don't
he's a
view us as
beaner.
real Americans. They
Yeah,
view Black Americans as only the real
Okay.
Americans.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That they still see Ryan as a beaner, bro. Honestly, let's keep it 100.
No,
No,
go ahead. That's what we're here for. No,
yeah,
yeah, go say it. Say
keep
it.
that shit 100, bro. So see even though Ryan, right, uh provides these big pay-per-view numbers, right,
Right.
viewership, right, big endorsements. He's sponsored by Dior, Gatorade, I think, no, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yep.
Like the dude, I mean, that just tells you that he generates money. But who do they want instead? They want the Devin Haney's. They want the Gervonta Davis. You see what I'm saying? The Terrence Crawford sued Bob Arum, right? He sued Bob Arum, took him back.
Look at the pay per view, the pound for pound rankings that the Ring
That's
Magazine
what
put up.
that,
They had Tank on there and they have Spence on there. What the fuck are they gonna be on the pound for
bro.
pound list? But they don't have Estrada.
Ira, tú, fuck, dude. Look, bro. Remember when Canelo fought Danny Jacobs and Kovalev?
Yeah,
He fought both of them within 1 year, correct?
yeah.
It was late 2018 and then 2019, right? Okay. What did he do next? He jumped after that, he started his little the 168 undisputed run, right?
Right.
So from 2019, right? He fought Danny Jacobs, jumped up 2 weight classes, knocked out Kovalev. I think after that, who did he fight? Fuck, dude.
He took
Rocky.
a break. He took a break after
he took
he
a little.
knocked out. He took a break after he beat up Kovalev, and then because he was fighting with Golden Boy, and then
Right.
he came back and he fought Smith. He fought Smith in
He fought right.
2020 December.
And then he went on his undisputed run, right?
Right.
Okay. See, within that time frame, bro, right? I mean, think about it. Think about it, bro. Just think about this, all right? He fought Danny Jacobs. He beat him, right? 160. Did he get a belt?
At 160.
Yeah, versus Danny Jacobs.
Yeah. That was he fought Kovalev. I mean, he fought Golovkin, and then he fought Danny Jacobs.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
He had 3 of the belts. That was for 3 of the belts.
Right. That's when he got okay. You see, he fought Triple G, right? He fought Jacobs. Then he went up 2 weight classes and he fought Kovalev. He knocked him out, bro. Did they still have him as a pound for pound number 1? No.
No.
Who did they have? Crawford. All right. And Crawford was undisputed like what 2017, no?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like ya habían pasado como 2 años, güey. Like, dog, get over it. But anyways, back to the point. Canelo was just think about that, bro. He's jumping up 2. He defeated Triple G, Jacobs, went up 2 weight classes, knocked out Kovalev, and that's still not good enough to be in the pound for pound number 1 list, bro. Come on,
That's
dog.
crazy.
They
Yeah.
didn't want to
That's
give it to him.
And
Yeah, they didn't want to give it to him even
No,
after the
that's what-
undisputed.
That's
Even
what I'm
after
saying.
undisputed at 168,
Exactly.
they still didn't want to give it to him, but they just had to because they couldn't deny it anymore.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, after he knocked out Kovalev, right? He took a little break, but then he came back and went on an undisputed run in 11 months, wait. 3 undefeated prime champions, dog. 3-way. And like back to back to back. And that still wasn't good enough, dog. Like, that right there, way, that gives you your answer, way. It's an agenda, way. They don't want a foreigner to be the face of boxing, to be the pound for pound number one. Who did they put instead? Crawford. With a trash ass resume. Like, come on, dog. It's blatant, Wayne. It's fucking
Yeah. And that's the crazy thing is it would be different if they didn't sell. You
exactly,
know,
bro.
it'd be different if they didn't like. Okay, so like they're putting out this narrative that Canelo's not like what you're saying. They're really trying to say, oh, he's not selling anymore. But what you just said that's just bullshit. They're hailing this kid Inui over there. Oh yeah, he's making a ton of money. He's got the Japanese people behind him. But when it comes to Canelo, no, let me just finish my point. But thanks for coming, man. I'm glad you're back, homie. You gotta drop by when you can. But I'm glad you're back, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, man. You're always welcome. But think of you're bringing up interesting points, bro. That's why I like to do this because I'm like, damn, you know what? They're getting behind Nui because he has that Japanese fan base. But when it comes to Canelo, they're really trying to push this. Oh, he don't sell no more. He ain't shit no more. It's like, what the fuck? This is a mind fuck.
See, you know what's up, Frank.
Now I do. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head, homie. Because I'm like, it's brainwashing, right? Because if without you coming, it's brainwashing 101. Because I'm looking at and I'm like, damn, maybe Canelo is slipping. But then the homie comes through and says, nah, fool, they're fucking you up in the head, homie.
They're fucking you up in the head, dog. like, bro, like Canelo sold out Cowboy Stadium, dog, against Billy Joe Saunders, bro. ¿Sí me entiendes?
Yeah.
Well, he didn't sell it out, but the dude packed it. He almost sold it out, bro. I think it was like close, you know? But still, it was like 60,000 plus.
70K. It was
like 70K, bro. It's like, dude, like that brainwashing shit don't work on me, dog. Like look, bro, what Inouye's doing is phenomenal, bro. But Canelo's been doing that shit for a long ass time.
Hey, imagine if Canelo got dropped by a subpar opponent like Inouye did. They would have been talking about that. They would have been talking about that all day.
Hey, let me say something too. Let me say something real quick. I'm gonna let y'all cook and salute a mug. Just jump in when I'm done, or when you guys want to roast, how you guys want to do it. But salute. I was thinking, I was like, bro, they're bigging up in the Nui. Like, fine, he beat a Mexican, he beat Neri, right? He got dropped. But don't you think Munguia is a better opponent than Neri? I was like, why are they giving him so much credit for Neri, but Canelo's getting shit for Munguia? But I was like, man, they're fucking my head up. But go ahead, guys.
I just think it's weird because when it comes to Inoue, like the equivalent to what Canelo's doing, Inoue has to be at like 154. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like his walk around weight, right?
Yeah. And they say, oh, he's not that big. Well, motherfucker, why don't he bulk like Canelo does? I don't want to hear that excuse. Why do we gotta have one standard for one fighter and a different standard for another?
Yep, that's facts.
It's just annoying because that dude got dropped pretty hard, and it's not like Nelly's like this Hall of Famer. That dude had already been like stopped by someone like Brandon Figueroa. Imagine if Munguia had dropped Canelo and then Canelo got up and stopped Munguia, but they don't talk about that though. They make it seem like, oh, like I don't know, like they have different standards for different fighters.
Yeah, but they'll say like the pseudo shit. Like what do they say? Oh, everybody has a different body shape. Well, motherfucker, that body shape isn't normal. That body shape isn't normal. You're not giving it to it like that naturally. Does that make sense? You get that body shape from lack of sleep, basically being sleep deprived, your lifestyle, for instance, like, you taking drugs or you drinking or poor dieting and shit like that.
They're around the same age too, and the resumes are light years apart.
Exactly, bro. Inouye's 31.
Talking about that. But if we say it out loud, we're dick riders. So that's what they're gonna say, even though it's true.
No,
the funny part is that I'm part Asian, so I don't even want to hear that bullshit.
And then look, bro, to keep it 100, dog, Canelo's a 160 fighter. If he didn't bulk up, he's a 160 fighter, bro. Like, let's keep it honest, bro. Like, pero
I disagree.
Why? Amok, break it down.
I think his ceiling should have been 154, but the
150.
tortillas and the salsa, they fucking kick in too much, bro.
Oh,
You know what I
shoot.
mean?
The
It's a
chips.
hard. People make it seem like the Mexican diet is very healthy. Like bullshit, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
Hell
Man.
nah,
Dumb
bro.
shit.
Good for
You
testosterone, but
You
it's not.
bulk up, nigga, with the Mexican diet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's one of the most delicious foods out there in the world, and they make it seem it's the most healthiest. Dude. That's fucking crazy, dude.
Well, the thing is that he's the smallest dude at 168. Like you see Morel and David Benavides, Caleb Plant,
And-
Mongia, all these dudes tower over him. They're all weighing by a lot on fight night.
Exactly,
He's a small
bro.
dude.
He gives the height and the reach advantage. He gives all that shit
Still
away,
wins.
bro.
And he still wins, convincingly. That's the definition of pound
Dog.
for pound.
That's pound for pound way, because that's showing you that he could beat his style of fighting. His skills alone could probably beat anyone in any division weight,
Well,
and he's proven that shit.
okay, well, the analogy I can give you is, you know how when you're editing pictures and it resizes?
Yeah.
Okay, you tell me what's better, hypothetically speaking, or someone actually doing it.
Someone actually doing it.
Well, there it is. That's why I don't have any way above Canelo.
Yeah. I like
Look,
it.
man,
I
I mean-
think he knew
go
it
ahead,
up
Chris.
there, but I just think that his resume is a little bit not that good. Like if you look at the
Right.
name, they're top contenders, but I mean the guys are probably never gonna be in the Hall of Fame. Like the Paul Butlers, the Amales dude. Like, even-
I ain't got no problem with that, bro. But think about this motherfucker. After he look, I'm giving Nui his props, right? Full props. But after the fight was over, he's fighting Sam Goodman. Now that's a fucking John Ryder, if you're asking me. Like, who the fuck is Sam Goodman? But oh my, they're on his nuts to the max. I'm like, bro. Oh, you okay? Well, let me just finish. But as far as Mongia goes, man, I'm saying, man, that if Nui gets all this credit for Neri, like Mongia, I thought he was young, undefeated, and way more dangerous opponent. But I don't know that
He's
they
never
just
been
really.
dropped either. Munguia had never been dropped. He's never lost. He's way bigger. He was way bigger than fucking Canelo on fight night, dude.
And
He's a
And
light
now-
heavyweight, bro.
Well, I just want to say that when it comes to the Ryder and Goodman thing, I would put Ryder as a better caliber because people forget he had a few controversial losses. He had a few controversial losses, and on top of that, he beat Jacobs and the guy Andradad was ducking. You remember what was his name? Zach Parker?
Right. Yeah.
That comes right.
And if I bring that up, I'm a Canelo fanboy. It's like, bro, like just because you forgot doesn't mean I should.
He arguably beat that Smith too. He should have been champion probably.
Yeah, exactly. He was robbed a few times. It happens in boxing.
But now, go ahead, Rambo.
Oh, nah.
What do you want to go by, man? I always forget. Al Bundy, go. Mexican
whatever.
Rambo.
Whatever, dog, it don't matter.
Crip in
bro.
the cupboard, right? It's Crip in the cupboard.
Yeah. Al Heyman. Nah,
Heyman.
pero either way, I wanted to ask you guys a question, bro. Like,
For sure.
why so much? Why go? Because even some of the Mexican greats do this, right? Why discredit Canelo so much, bro?
Because they're
Like-
jealous, bro. They're jealous. They wanted to be the face of boxing and the rich ones and the
Okay.
ones with the money and all that.
Okay, but what about the fans? Like the dudes on the Discord and the LDBC?
Because
Like,
they're
why?
jealous too, bro. They're jealous too. They don't
That's
want to
crazy,
be better
bro.
than them.
You know why it's crazy, gentlemen? Because look, bro, after Canelo's gone, bro, I don't think we're gonna see somebody doing the things that he was doing, bro.
I was thinking that today too. I'm like,
Well-
bro, who's after him? There's nobody next.
Honestly,
Well,
bro, like
Someone's doing exactly what he's doing,
Who?
but he doesn't have as much star power.
Kenway.
Usyk.
Oh yeah,
No,
Yeah,
but he's
like-
a
but
generation,
like-
though.
he's
Look how
he's
small
Asian.
Usyk is.
Generation, though.
Look how small Usyk is when he's fighting these heavyweights, dude. You know what I mean?
No, yeah,
The
but
big-
we're talking about afterwards. After Canelo's gone. After
Yeah, like
Canelo's
after.
he's gonna be
well,
gone.
Usyk might be there for a little bit, and after that, I don't know. No one's really doing this pound for pound shit.
Probably
mean,
Bam,
there's
but Bam
Virgil.
is Bam's not gonna get
you
that
know,
much credit because he's small. He's a small guy.
yeah. You know what I find crazy, though? It's that, when people say, oh, like they say shit like Canelo's slowing down, he's old already, blah blah blah. I mean, he's 33, right? Would you say he's still in his prime a little bit? Like, does he have like a year, maybe 2 years left?
I think he has two years max, and then I think the age is just gonna catch up.
Yeah, I do too, bro. Like, honestly, but like, I don't get why so much discredit him. Like in that sense, like the dude stood up all 12 rounds, bro. He didn't even sit down in the stool.
Well, I would say this, just hypothetically speaking, if Loma fought at 154, would he be considered slowing down?
No.
What if he looks slower? Do you expect him to look faster at 154?
Yeah, obviously. It's the same thing with
that's the thing, Amog. They want Canelo to fight like if he's 155 or 160.
Yeah, but I understand he bulked up.
He's heavier.
Big,
yeah, he's heavier.
but he has a small frame, and a small frame has excessive mass. You can't expect someone to move like if he's taller than what he's not.
That's true.
Yeah, but you said Bam, Sergeant, welcome, Sergeant, 18th Street Vodka, like, comment, subscribe. But Bam can't sell pay-per-views, bro. Can he sell pay-per-views? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Damn.
No, he's just too small. But I mean,
I
on the
think
pound for pound level, he's gonna be there. I think so.
How about this? What if Virgil Ortiz beats Tim Tszyu? He could possibly be next if he beat Tim Tszyu and he
But the
brutal
problem with that
knockout.
is that Virgil doesn't have a personality, bro. So he's gonna have to win all the fights by knockout and build the buzz off that. But as much as a pay-per-view attraction, I don't see it.
Yeah, Ryan's got that the pay-per-view attraction locked up. But yeah, man, there's nobody next.
Eventually, somebody always steps up and takes that spot. But as far as the horizon, I don't see it either. But I mean, somebody eventually pops up all the time.
Are you talking about like the face of boxing?
Yeah.
I think Ryan.
Yeah,
Ryan
Ryan
too, bro.
Ryan could be like an Oscar De La Hoya type. Ryan could be like an Oscar De La Hoya type where he could lose a fight here and there, but he's always going to be popular in that and pay-per-views, and everybody's always going to be wanting to see what's going to happen with him, this and that.
What about AJ? AJ's still there.
So, Joshua?
Yeah.
Oh, he's up there in age too, though.
He's a star in the UK, though.
Yeah, I think you got to be like about 25 right now. You got to be 25 going into your prime to become a star. It's got to be somebody next. Canelo started young too. I mean, he started about 23. When was he when he fought Mayweather? Like 23.
Yeah,
but yeah, Bam. I mean, Bam is a great fighter, but he's not next. I mean, he'll be like a legend, but he's not going to be the face. When we talk about face of boxing, that literally means, bro, May 5th, September 16th. Those are your dates. To me, that's what it means. Am I wrong or am I right?
No, you're right. Bam will probably end up being like a Chocolatito type fighter, where like everybody's gonna give him props for being a pound for pounder, but nobody's gonna have like this big weekend planned around his fight.
It'd be fucked up if they try to give Tank Davis the May 5th, September 16th dates. That's what it's probably, they're trying to do that right now. That's probably what they're angling for.
No, but the thing is that he can't compete with Ryan, dude. Because no one cares. Like, he can't compete with Ryan. Watch, the next fight he does is gonna do like less than 200 probably.
Because the controversy right now, they're saying Nello might not even fight on September 16th. That he might get moved off that date. Yeah. That's what they're saying.
Shit.
The media has already said. They're already saying that he can't fight anybody but either Crawford or Benavidez, and they're not going to support a Berlanga fight. So they're trying to move him off. They're saying wait till David for November or Crawford in November. They're already kind of starting the campaign.
Why didn't they do that to Crawford?
Well, remember they
with
moved him
Boots?
off the six. Well, remember they moved Canelo off the September 16th date last year. Remember they moved him to September 30th.
Yeah, September 30th.
The UFC came in big because the UFC's been saying we want that date. Like people don't. Yeah, you got to understand that's how that shit works, right? Like May 5th May 5th is the biggest boxing day in all of history,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or at least since Chavez, and it became a historical date, and then somehow
Independence
Mayweather got
Day.
the date.
Yeah.
I want to say Manny Pacquiao got the date. Did he get September 16th and May 5th too?
I don't remember. To be honest.
Pretty sure. I can't remember which fight, but he's fought around Cinco de Mayo weekend as well.
Yeah, those are the two biggest dates. The most coveted prize in all of boxing, like the sport of boxing, is May 5th and September 16th. Like that's when the face of boxing is supposed to do it. And they're already saying they're trying to move Canelo off September 16th. Like just to put a dent in his
Legacy?
dominance. Yeah, because that's a big deal, right? Like once you get moved off that date, like it's a big deal. They put Tank Davis on September 16th. They expect us to support him. Nah, that's some fuckery shit, right?
Nah, hey, bro, look, I've always said this. Canelo's the most suppressed boxer in right now, bro. Honestly, he's the most suppressed, dog.
Well, he still makes his money, but look, man. I'm just
They
telling you,
fuck
like
with
you
him.
go on
They
Twitter.
fuck with him a lot.
Well, look, man, you go on Twitter, you go on YouTube, you're gonna see everybody start to say, "Oh, he can't fight anybody," because they're trying to say that this pay-per-view bombed. When 500,000 is excellent, that's a lot of fucking money for people.
Fool.
The media.
With 500,000 buys, right, at $90 each one, he generated like $45 million. Just off of the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
That's still good. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you know what, man? Like, and what you were saying earlier, they get a face of boxing. Ryan, like, let's say this shit didn't happen. He's the new face of boxing, right? But they're already trying to destroy him right off the bat. The first big win against a brother, and they're already coming after him. The cuck media, no, right? I mean, it's crazy. They finally get somebody that could carry the torch, and they're just like, nah, fuck him.
Yeah, especially Dan Rafael. He's the one that broke it. But I mean, they can say whatever they want, but the general public, most people are saying that they believe that Ryan is innocent. So I mean, even the smear campaign that they're trying to run against them didn't work out in their favor.
Oh yeah, he's dancing with Trump. He's on Fresh and Fit. He's still like, dude, his fans don't give a fuck.
Right.
They just don't.
I think he's gonna end up clearing his name and being innocent. I doubt they give him like a ban or anything, because that's what I'm hearing, that the Crips and the Cucks, they want to give him like a year ban or something.
They're already starting the campaign to get him banned.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen though.
Hey, bro, you know what?
Yeah,
I have a
go ahead.
feeling that this upcoming fight with Tank Davis against Frank Martin, bro, it could be a cherry pick gone wrong, bro.
I hope so.
I can see that. Yep.
No, neta, way.
That fool has the same trainer as Ryan too.
Yup. And the thing is this, bro, that's what happens though when you cherry pick your whole fucking career. You see what I'm saying? When you
He was losing rounds to fucking Rolly, so I mean it can happen.
He was losing to Leo Santa Cruz.
Yep. He got dumped in that fight too by the little.
Exactly. Fucking Pitbull Cruz fucking broke his he broke his wrist, or hand or whatever.
Some bullshit, yeah.
Yeah, and he ran the rest of the fight, dog. He fucking ran.
Well, he was even running even before though.
So it's like when you do that type of shit your whole career, and you don't really fight an elite fighter, it could fuck you up in the long run, bro. You could pick the wrong motherfucker one day.
You're right. You're 100% right. I've been saying that this was gonna end up like Wilder, because Wilder fought nothing but bums, right?
Yup. Cherry pick all wrong. Yo, with
And then
Tyson.
with Tyson, he picked the cherry pick with Tyson, and it ended up backfiring on his ass. That's what's gonna happen to this fool.
Sick too.
That's this motherfucker never fought an A-class level fighter, so he's not gonna learn on the job like all these other fighters do that fight the best opposition.
Hey, and let's talk about this though, right? Is David the biggest knee bender in boxing right now? Like, what the fuck, David?
No, I would say Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz named his son after Al, bro. That shit's crazy.
Oh, that was
Well,
crazy.
that's not even
dog.
cut. That's like he's already he's traded in everything. He said, I don't care. He's not. But David bending the knee, cucking the ultimate. He's fighting on Tank Davis undercard. What happened? Like,
Dog.
what kind of shit is that, David?
Yeah, no, and you know what he said? He said it's always been his dream to fight in the
Yeah, what
Tank
kind of
Davis.
fuck shit is that? What a weirdo, man.
Dog, like, I mean, you're going backwards, dog. And you're
Yeah,
over here
'cause
trying to fight.
motherfucker
Nah, bro, come on.
He went from headlining his own pay-per-view fights to fighting on a midget.
You know what that could be a sign also, bro? That could be a sign that Al Heyman pretty much looks at him like somebody that he doesn't have use of him anymore. ¿Sí me entiendes? Like he's like, okay, this food doesn't sell, right? I tried booking venues for him. I tried doing pay-per-views. The dude doesn't sell. And it looks like, Canelo's not going to give him the fight. ¿Sí me entiendes? So Al Heyman is like, fuck it, let him put him in the undercard with Tank Davis. That's what it kind of looks like too, bro. And plus,
go ahead.
He's doing the same thing that he's always doing. He's using Mexicans to build up crib. But now he's just like putting David on to build up.
Like a gatekeeper, huh? Like a fucking gatekeeper.
I mean, the way I see it is that promotional company is very tribal, and they're only using a handful of Latinos as a smokescreen to make it seem like they're not tribal.
Yeah, look at the refs. Look at the fucking refs that they put at these fights. Like you had the black ref over there at the Ryan Haney, and then you have what the hell, that other fool, the one that stopped
Richard Collins?
Yeah, Rolly Romero versus Barbosa.
No, what about the Pritchard Collins fight? Remember?
Oh yeah, the one where he kept hitting in the back of the head, and the fucking black ref didn't say nothing. Like these refs are fucking super tribal. Like if I was a fighter, I wouldn't want them on my fight. Like I'd ask for a neutral ref, because like you could end up like that Puerto Rican guy.
You know what? That's a great point. You know what? And I'm a hammer at home. I'm a look at what they're gonna do to Fedor, right? They got a new Mexican star. They could sell him, and they're gonna try to feed. They're trying to set up Spence to go beat him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or Crawford.
Yeah, but Crawford's going the other route. He's going against Madrigal. He's working with the Saudi Arabia. But here you have Bandora with a Mexican with the big ups. They put him on the card to sell the. Remember, it was supposed to be Tim Tszyu versus Queef Thurman. They put the Mexican Fedor as the replacement, and it was like fight of the year, right? It was like a bloodbath. They were going to use Tim Tszyu. Now they got Fedor, Mexican. And then what do? They bring Errol Spence in the ring, like just to steal his shine. It's like, bro, you know what? Like their angle is it's so obvious, right? They don't even hide it.
Yeah.
That's another weird thing that you brought up, Frank. Why didn't David Benavidez get in the ring since he wanted to fight with Canelo so bad, right?
Well, you guys said it. Rambo just said it, man.
Well, here's the excuse. The excuse is, Canelo's only doing that because Benavidez had his fight. Because this is the new narrative. Because Canelo knows that Benavidez has a fight lined up. Like, motherfucker, if he really believed in himself, he would have walked in the ring. After I'm done beating this guy, I'm going to come here and beat you.
Fact.
That's what he should have done, but he didn't do.
He stood shook, huh? He was shook.
Yeah, he was obviously shook.
Because he seen Canelo put in work on Munguia. He was like, oh, shit. Like,
he's still
thinking about that shit twice. Yeah, thinking about it. Bro, because Canelo dropped Munguia for the first time in his career, bro. In 40 fights, Wayne.
Well, think about how Munguia fights. I mean, look at what he did to Munguia. He made Munguia I'm not gonna say quit, but like Munguia, he goes for it, right? He's willing to get knocked out. Munguia thought twice. He was like, nah. To me, I'm not hating on Munguia, but he thought twice.
Of course. Yeah.
He
he was shelling up a little bit. Like his arms were all fucking slow. They were all beat up. Like yeah, that's the type of shit that Canelo does, you know?
he makes guys think about it. Like, do you really want to get knocked the fuck out? If you press me, I'm gonna knock you out.
That's how he had fucking Charlo.
Yep. Well, Charlo went out like a bitch though. Like, look, Munguia fought his ass off. I'm saying he fought his ass off, but he didn't try to like when he fought Lomachenkos, he went for it. Like, he knew I have to get this guy out of here. He didn't do that against Canelo.
Oh man, that rash was really good. Oh shit, my mic's not muted.
What happened? Was the Munguia sloppy toppy or what happened?
No. I'm eating Mexican rice with mole.
Oh, okay.
Man,
mole is hella good, bro. But it's hard. It's one of the hardest dishes to find when people make it good. The last time, like, some people put chocolate in it. Yeah. I don't like that shit.
Oh, like the sweet
one? I like it with that.
They probably put too much. That's why.
It has to be spicy though. It has to be spicy.
Yeah, I like spicy mole.
Yeah, spicy, balanced a little bit. Yeah.
That's an underrated dish that a lot of people who say they like Mexican food don't know about.
Yeah, mole is fire, bro.
Yeah, you want to know what I really like? Not one of my favorites, but I really like green pozole.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite pozole way, the green one.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, the chicken with chicken, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's fire too, bro. Yeah. Yeah, man, Mexican food's the best, bro. It's like it's rated like number one. Yeah,
it's rated number one here now.
It's too much flavors.
In my house, it's pretty hard to maintain a shape. You know what I mean? To be physically fit. When you got two women that know how to fucking cook, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then my father-in-law, he knows how to cook too. So it's like, fuck.
So what do you guys think is next for Canelo, man? Should he fight Berlanga? Does he fight? I mean, I really don't know. I've always thought I knew, but I don't know, man.
Did you see Berlanga basically begging for the fight?
Oh yeah,
he was that's fucking sad, bro. That's sad, dog.
I mean, I don't blame him.
I don't blame him, but
that's a lottery ticket right there.
You know whose fault is that? Eddie Hearn. Probably Eddie Hearn promised them the fight, right?
Well, it's because he signed with Eddie Hearn because Canelo was still with Eddie Hearn when he signed with him. So he thought he was gonna get the fight, and then Canelo went to the BBC.
Like, and Eddie Hearn's mind was like, all right, I'll give him Berlanga as a cherry pick, you know, or stay busy fight type of shit.
They're going in on you, Amok.
Damn, Amok a torta. That's fucked up.
Damn,
leave Amok alone, guys. Dog. I know, man. It's Mother's Day, right? Like, I'm going out to dinner in a little bit. Salute to all the moms out there.
Yeah, salute. Happy Mother's Day, todas las madres. Pero, to answer your question, Frank.
Yeah.
Me, who would I like to see Canelo fight next? Honestly, bro, like, to keep it 100, bro, I wish he could just take out Benavidez once and for all, bro.
Yeah,
just get it out the way. Just get it out the way, and then if he wants to pursue maybe the Bivol rematch, then go ahead. You know, whatever.
Right.
Like, that's on him. But yeah, just to get that monkey off your back, you know, for the haters and shit.
Yeah, no, I agree. You know, it just right now, I don't think it happens right now. I don't know. Something I thought it was gonna happen, but you know, I don't know, man. With David moving up, you know, Canelo staying at 160. You know, me personally, I like the Berlanga fight, but then I already know that he's gonna lose a lot of credibility for that.
Oh yeah,
within the media, you know, it's hard to support the Berlanga fight because, you know, let's be honest. Who has Berlanga fought, but you know, I don't, you know, like you said, I want Benavidez, but I don't know. I used to think it was gonna happen when he first signed the PBC deal, like last year, around this time, and they were saying he's going to fight Charlo, I thought, okay, David's going to be part of the deal. But then after everything happened, I'm like, oh, now at this point today, I don't think it happens until next May if it happens.
The turkey dude, I don't know why he keeps insisting on the Crawford fight. It looks like he's way more interested in the Crawford versus Canelo fight than the David Benavidez versus Canelo
There you
fight.
go. Thank you. But see, that again, that wouldn't happen until November or December, though. He said he wants to make it in December.
Yeah, around December.
So what could happen, and I think the public, for some reason, look, man, let's talk about this, like the cuck media. The cuck media, they really want this Crawford Canelo fight. They want it so bad. And I'm just like, why? Like, what are they really trying to do with this? So they'll accept the Berlanga fight in September if he signs to fight Crawford in December. They'll see it as like a tune-up, stay busy fight.
Yeah, stay busy. Yep, that's what I was thinking too, bro.
But the cuck media doesn't even make sense, Frank, because you see Bradley, right? Bradley's crying about the 3 pounds with Ryan Garcia versus Haney, but then he's campaigning for his boy Crawford to go up 3 weight classes to fight Canelo. So like, what is it? Because first he says that the 3 pounds mattered, right? And then when it comes to Crawford, Canelo, he's like, no, it doesn't matter. Pounds don't matter. Skills pay the bills and this and that. Like, what the? Like, they don't have no logic to their reasoning.
Hey, wait, pero look, if they do make the Crawford fight, do you think he should fight him in Saudi or in the States, in Vegas?
They'll make it in the States.
You think it's bad if they have it in the Saudi side?
Yeah. They might rob him over there because these new fans are trying to say, oh, the Saudis don't rob you. I still think Francis won that fight against Tyson Fury.
Oh, hell yeah. Come on, dude. That was a plain robbery, bro. Yep, I agree, dog.
But why would they favor Crawford over Canelo, though?
I don't know. To me, they kind of like they have that
because let's go back to the initial statement that I said earlier. Do you remember when I said that the American media doesn't like foreigners? They like to push the crip American.
Yeah, can we just be transparent? The white/Caucasian media don't like foreigners, even though they're the foreigners.
Oh, BDA voice. Oh,
yeah. I mean, that's just the truth, dude. I mean, let's be honest. Let's be.
That's what it is, bro. So, it's kind of like Crawford is their last hope.
That's American hope.
Yeah, that's what it is, bro. I think so. That's the last hope. It's either him or Benavidez. But see, Benavidez is Hispanic himself, so.
You know what? I think you're right, man. They'd rather Crawford be the one to beat Canelo than Benavidez.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
They want another Floyd Mayweather, but Crawford's already old,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, they're that desperate, though, Frank. Because like, I've always said that, bro. I've always said this, bro. It bugs them. It I don't know what it is, bro. But look, they just don't like Canelo being mentioned, bro. Like ESPN hates Canelo, bro. Like, think about what we were talking about, right? When he had his undisputed run, when he fought Triple G, Danny Jacobs, and then knocked out Kovalev, they still had Crawford pound for pound #1. Like, come on,
Okay.
Like
what about this? Because I want to piggyback what you're saying. What about when Teofimo mentioned that shit about ESPN, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
Wait, hold on. And what about when Demon Haney said, I would never lose to no white boy? Where was ESPN then?
Oh, yeah. You see?
That's fact.
Yep. Biased as fuck. Yep.
It's biased as fuck because remember Broner was making fun of Pacquiao, saying that he was sauteing dogs and shit like that, and there was no outrage for that. But Teofimo says, the black fighters, you can keep him, and they try to cancel him. They try to say, he should be banned from the sport and this and that.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
dude.
Tiafimo was just saying what we've been saying. That's all. I mean,
Yeah, he
everybody
spoke
knows
it
it,
out for us. Yeah.
and there's nothing wrong with it, right? Doesn't look, man. They're American.
Nah.
They cover American sports. You know, it's just pointing it out. It just we see the inconsistencies, and other boxers are seeing it, like Tiafimo seeing it. My only thing is like I don't understand, like some of these Mexican boxers they don't see it. Like what we're talking about PDC, how they get screwed over, like how they screwed Rayo over, they screwed Ramos over, and we said Leo got played.
You want to know why?
Played.
You want to know
Yeah,
why?
I want to know why.
Because there's really not a platform in Spanish for them to inform them about it. You got to understand, their news station are owned by the small hat tribe, the big nose tribe. You know what I mean? So, like for instance, Univision, that's run by the big nose tribe. I want to say Telemundo is too. I'm not too sure about that, but that's why all this filtered truth gets repeated over there, dude. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
as far as like hating on the Canelo and well, I don't know. Did they even talk about Ryan Garcia?
Oh,
I don't know.
Telemundo on that?
Yeah, the Mexican
some,
media outlets.
Yeah,
Yeah, they do. They do. They interview him on shit, and he tries to like talk to them.
Okay, salute BDA in the building.
What's up? What's up,
Welcome.
everybody?
Hey, how you doing,
What's
BDA?
up? What's up?
Good evening. Good evening. Hey, you guys are touching on something here, man, that I've been noticing because I like to look at the evidence first before I jump to conclusions. And I'm still unsure about what's going on there with the whole pound for pound thing, and who's favored by the media and so on. But look, the evidence is stacking up here, and via the pound for pound discussion. Because again, pound for pound, it's just a fun thing. It's to a certain degree it's subjective, but if a person has a standard or standards that just don't quite mesh up with what they end up with the pound for pound list, then it makes you question their credibility or if they're biased or whatever. I'll give an example, the whole Crawford Inoue thing. Okay, I understand after Crawford Inoue in July, when they both had their big fights in the same week, right? Inoue with Fulton and Crawford with Spence. I understand if people wanted to have Crawford number one pound for pound. It was two good wins. You could go back and forth. After Inoue beat the Palace and Crawford was still, inactive, I'm like, okay, I give Inoue the edge. But again, it's a pound for pound discussion. It's all in fun. Okay, whatever. At this point, Inoue has had two defenses against two top 10 guys, one of which was a number 2 guy in the Palace, and the other one a number 5 ranked guy, according to Ring Magazine, in Neri. And some people still want to have Crawford number 1. And I saw Boxing Scene, which, by the way, Boxing Scene, obviously they no longer employ that bald-headed guy, I forget his name, Donovan something. But he's one of the guys that I heard you guys talking about, Teofimo Lopez, when the ESPN thing. He's one of the ones that called him a racist when Teofimo Lopez said what he said. But anyway, Boxing Scene no longer employs that guy, but I don't know if they still have the same management or whatever. They released an article a couple of weeks ago, a week ago about, I think, saying Crawford and Inoue's knockdown keeps Crawford in the discussion of number 1 pound for pound. I'm thinking, wait a minute. So because Inoue got dropped, that means Crawford still has a legitimate claim to being number 1 pound for pound. The guy has, of course, Crawford, people say, Crawford hasn't been dropped. Crawford hasn't been dropped. Yeah, because he hasn't fought in 9 months. It's unbelievable that, and then, again, because I'm just providing the evidence here, Bob Arum, who's, he's where he comes from, losing money, it's reason to kill somebody, right? He said Crawford cost him money. So that's number one thing rather that he should have against him. And number 2, Crawford threw him under the bus after the Porter fight. Remember that? When he said, I'm moving on. I'm paraphrasing here, but he said something along the lines of, this guy can't get it up for me. He can't get me the big fight, so I'm leaving. He said it right in front of Omar's face. Then he sues the guy and calls him a racist. And Bob Arum recently came out and said he's still willing to work with Crawford and that there's no ill will. Can you believe that? Like this guy has had fights with Ted. He hates Eddie Hearn. He hates De La Hoya because they've had falling outs. He hates Mayweather. But Crawford, who did all of that to him, we're still fine. I'm telling you, I don't know what it is, guys. Crawford has some sort of psychic hold or sexual hold on the masses because he, after he won 2 against Spence, he went on his victory tour. It became a meme for people to go up to him and wrestle with him. And people started posting photo videos of them wrestling Crawford and Crawford pinning them. Some of those videos I saw that they were doing, the guys that were getting pinned, they were getting pinned in front of their wives or girlfriends. I'm thinking, what's going on here? Some sort of weird cock behavior. What is it about Terence Crawford that he has a psychic hold on people? And then I want one last example, because I know I'm rambling here, but it's just because I've been compiling the evidence. Sean Sittel, who used to work for Fight Hype, I think now he's independent. He's the guy that looks like Shabby from Scooby-Doo. He's the one that said that Inoue, or suggested, hey, isn't it weird that Inoue doesn't like getting tested? He's the one that kickstarted the whole thing. And then, of course, he had to apologize afterwards. This dude, who was seen at Spence Crawford the week of the fight, and he had a big grin from ear to ear, like you couldn't find a bigger smile. This guy, there was something weird about that smile. Now he's suggesting, hey, how come Devin Haney, because I know you guys saw the WBC just said that Devin Haney has to fight what's his name, Sandor Martin, and he goes, how come he has to fight him, but Canelo, Benavidez has been his mandatory for 3 years, and he gives other examples. And people were calling him out on Twitter saying, why are you defending Devin Haney? It's like, and Benavidez has been Canelo's mandatory for a year and a half, and he hasn't enforced it, so it's on him too as well. And the guy goes, don't get into semantics. What do you mean semantics? The guy hasn't enforced his mandatory. So there's something weird going on here with Terence Crawford. I'm not crazy, because I'm hearing you guys talk about it, so there is something there. I'm not saying I'm 100% right or that you guys are 100% right, but there's something there with the Crawford phenomenon. What Repet said that a long time ago, and he wasn't saying it in jest. There's this weird infatuation with certain fighters and certain skin color that people immediately, if you're Afro-Anglo, you're fast and athletic, and you get that immediately you're on another stratosphere.
Well, I think it is. What I think it is, and I'm just gonna call it what it is. I think it's the white/Caucasian having that Afro-Anglo fetish. I think what Rapid was right about that, because the more I started thinking about it, I was like, yeah, I thought it was just me and me just being weird. And then the more I look into it, he was right. He was actually right about it. And sometimes I wonder if this whole narrative started from the Black Murderers Row.
What is it? The Black Murderers Row? What is it?
The Black Murderers Row. Who was it? Sugar Ray Robinson.
Oh, the fork. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the thing, though. You bring up a pretty good point, because I've noticed that when Mayweather was around and I was going to bars to watch the fights, the guys wearing the TMT hats and the guys that were rooting for Mayweather were a lot of white guys. So people discount the Caucasian market. They really do like, their Michael Jordans, their Mike Tysons. For them, those type of athletes, they seem to revere them. And I've also seen Arabs too. There's this weird subset of Arabic people who have the same like fade, haircut as Afro-Anglos, the same beard and all that. There was a guy on Thunderdome that jumped in, and you could, he was arguing with Thunderdome about, no, you're wrong, you're a racist, blah blah blah. And he looked like one of those types that I've seen here in Montreal. So you're Amak, you're absolutely right. It's a lot of white people are the ones that were buying the Mayweather pay-per-views, because here's the reality: Afro-Anglos don't buy pay-per-views. That's why Tank Davis's numbers suck, and he's their go-to guy right now. Same thing with Deontay Wilder; his pay-per-view numbers suck. So it's quite evident that they're not the ones buying it. So then the question becomes, who is buying it? And like Amak said, there's evidence to suggest a lot of white people have this weird infatuation.
Yeah, one way around that, they say Americans. They say, it's an American bias, but we really know what they mean. And what's funny, BDA, is actually I posted a clip on your Discord. You had mentioned this last year, like literally the same time last year. We were talking about the same conversation, and you were talking about Terence Crawford, right? Like, look back, and you said, what's this infatuation? Now, mind you, BDA, the reason I say this is because we're a year fast forward, and he still hasn't fought. So your points ring even truer. Do you remember we were talking about this last year, BDA? And somebody's got to mute their mic about his background.
I remember having this discussion about specifically in December after Inoue stopped the Palace.
Yeah, no, we were talking about this last June in 23. Well, I was on a live and you were there, and we were talking about, you were saying that the same infatuation with Terence Crawford and the Inoue. And then it's interesting because a year later and the guy still hasn't fought, but they're just they're just all on his nuts. They idolize him. He walks on water. He can do no wrong. And Inui just keeps fighting, which is the crazy thing.
Yeah, there's no there. How do you keep a guy pound for pound number one when he hasn't fought in 9 months and he's been, because everyone admitted after in July, everyone admitted, oh, it's neck and neck. Was that?
I honestly, I'm not trying to sound like a fanboy, but I don't have any of those guys number one.
But that's fine. But what I'm saying is, can I just say real quick? That's fine because you might be in the rare position of man, or maybe you have Usyk or Canelo number one. But the point is, most people have Usyk and Crawford 1A or 1B. That was a narrative and the discussion point going into August. Oh, you can have him 1A, 1B. Okay, so you're admitting that it's close. So by virtue of that, if one guy, it was close, right? 50-50. One guy since then hasn't fought at all. The other guy has fought twice and looked extremely dominant. So by that virtue of that, and by that metric, then you have to admit that Inoue is number one now. There's no. Well, Crawford's still number one because of he was on the speed of 140 and then he became. No, man. There's yeah.
Because they're saying they're trying to dismiss. Because I have Inoue above Crawford now, but they're trying to dismiss him, but they forget that he was dropped by Mean Machine.
Right, but they say, well, no, he doesn't count because he wasn't called. That's what they say.
Yeah, hey, gentlemen. Why do I always hear Usyk, Inoue, Crawford, but I never hear Canelo?
Well, because the narrative is, the point of view is that Canelo's done. That really started in after the John Ryder fight.
But look, to PDA. Wasn't Jermell Charlo an undisputed fighter at 154?
It doesn't matter to them. It's he should have stopped him because he was a guy coming up.
And then look, and didn't Canelo beat him? So technically, Canelo defeated an undisputed fighter, right?
Yeah, but the narrative for that though is he went up multiple weight classes when that's not true. He stopped killing himself to fight at 154.
Yeah, you see, bro, this is what I mean, bro. That even when Canelo had his undisputed run, right? Crawford was still number one. When back in 2019, when he jumped 2 weight classes, knocked out Kovalev, Crawford was still number one. Like I never hear Canelo's name, bro, on the pound for pound list, regardless of what he does or not, bro. Like that's what I mean with this agenda that the American media has, that they don't like foreigners. Let me just be real. They don't like Mexicans on the pound for pound list.
I mean, listen,
that's what it is.
6-7 years ago, when we started the BDA channel, I say we because it was Butcho's idea. I wasn't on YouTube at all. I was on message boards. Race, every once in a while you'd get a race troll. That was it. Usually the forums that I went to, they were pretty tightly moderated, so you didn't have any trolls or drama. Once Butcho started talking to me about the YouTube boxing community, he started telling me the LDBC. I was like, what the fuck is that? I couldn't wrap my mind around it. So then, by the time we get on YouTube, it's 2017. You still got guys like Spence, Wilder. They're undefeated. You got Tank Davis. You have who's the other guy that they had? Well, the Charlo brothers. I understood. Okay, there's a lot of biased Afro-Anglos, and there's no other community like the LDBC as big or as widespread as the LDBC. And I didn't have a problem with it. I was like, hey, they can do whatever they want. But then now, but even back then, I never saw people cocking to Wilder the way they do with Crawford. You know what I mean? I don't see. And some people could say, yeah, but that's because Crawford's good. Yeah, he's good, but at this point, with the whole, like I said, the pound for pound discussion has been exposing it, that it's not, it goes beyond, oh, Crawford's good, that's why people like him. It's people like him for another reason, because they still want to keep him number one pound for pound, where there's just no metric by which you can go to keep him number one pound for pound. So I think either I missed this cock behavior back 7 years ago, or it's something that's been coming on now.
I think it was always a thing.
Has to be, right? But
yeah,
by the way, is that Errol Stevens, by the way, or who is that? The other guy on the panel?
That's Mexican Rambo, Al Heyman.
Mexican Rumble. Okay, but he makes a good point about the Canelo thing, because I will say this: I don't have Canelo number one pound for pound because he hasn't fought any top super middleweights. Well, actually, Munguia was, but he was on the lower tier. But what I'm saying is, one thing I will say about Canelo and the way the media represents him is flat-footed. That's what they like to say nowadays. He's flat-footed, and flat-footed now just means, for a lot of these guys, they think jumping around, running around like a rabbit equals pound for pound skill. Anybody can go or jump around the ring. You jump around the ring, that doesn't win you points. But look at Canelo, man. He stood in front of a big puncher like Munguia, made him miss most of the time, and then when he did get hit, the guy shook it off like it was nothing. And Munguia, I was expecting Munguia to stun Canelo, because the guy is legitimately heavy-handed. Look at what he did to Lomachenkos. He never once had Canelo in trouble, and if he did, Canelo hit it very well. So this is a guy that's highly durable. He stands in front of his opponents, makes him miss, makes him pay. But again, he's flat-footed. He's on the decline.
And then look, check this out, okay? Check this out. Inoue fought Nettie, who already had one loss, right? Nettie knocks Inoue down, right? Canelo is 5'6", 5'7",
5'7",
fighting a 6-foot Munguia, way heavier, way bigger, reach advantage, height advantage. Munguia never been knocked down, and Canelo knocks him down for the first time in like 43 fights. Do you see the biased bullshit right there? But for some reason, Canelo's slowing down. Canelo's like, bro, come on. Like, Inoue got knocked down by a dude that already had a loss. ¿Sí me entiendes? Like, the dude got dropped. Canelo didn't get dropped, and Canelo, Munguia had the size advantage. That's the most astonishing thing that people don't see. Canelo is a little guy. He's a like Amok said, a 154 natural pounder fighting dudes that are almost light heavyweight, and he still doesn't get the recognition or the props to be like, you know what? He deserves to be in the pound for pound number one list. He gave Munguia his first knockdown. He gave Munguia his first loss.
People in the media they tend to either underrate or overrate. People in the media tend to underrate or overrate skills. I mean, going into the Garcia Haney fight, people were, they were making out to be like Haney was going to school him. And the only reason why one of the big reasons why I didn't pick Ryan Garcia was because he was acting like a nut job. And then when he blew weight, that was the thing that made me go, okay, he's out there. He's not training properly. But I do recall saying, and I told this to people behind the scenes too who can verify this, I was trying to show them video of Garcia's fights, and I was telling them, I don't see how Haney has an easy time keeping this guy off of him. I mean, that jab, his best bet, but if Garcia can get past his jab, what the fuck's he gonna do? And lo and behold, he did. And now all of a sudden, people were shocked about what Garcia was able to do. It's like, well, yeah, because you overrated Haney's skills and underrated Garcia's, which aren't even that great. But I mean, he does have natural physical talent and some skills. So.
Yeah, he's a world-class clincher in boxing.
Yeah, but they like that. See, that's the other thing. It's they call it tying up now. But anyway, all that to say that absolutely, there's an amount of bias there. Especially towards Crawford, and people can say, well, that's because Crawford's good. I get that, but at some point when it's clear that one guy has surpassed him in the pound for pound list, even if it's just by a little, but it's clearly by little he's been able to surpass him, or by a not that big a quantity, let's say. Why do they insist on keeping that guy in there? I don't know. I asked Bucho once. I said, Bucho, do you think it's like this weird infatuation that one rep had said? And Bucho says, like, I don't know, maybe it's just they just want an American. But then again, like you guys mentioned, Teofimo Lopez technically is American. And they threw him under the bus when he...
Wait, Paul. I mean, sorry, Mr. Bede, but if you sit down and think about it, Canelo's American.
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean? Like, think about it. What continent is Mexico in?
Oh, okay. No, but you know what I mean. Like, gringo. I'm talking...
But he's not a gringo, though. He's an Afro-Anglo.
No, but I don't know. Now you're starting to confuse me, man. What I'm saying is
that's what I'm getting at, though, BDA. It's the white Caucasian thinking that they're American when in reality they're the real foreigners. We're not the foreigners; they're the foreigners.
I know,
we
but
have indigenous bloodline, dude.
Oh, yeah, they come from Europe.
I have Yaqui bloodline. I have real American bloodline. You're the foreigner.
yeah, but now you're going a little too far because I'm talking about from the concept of nationality as far as it goes to the 1700s. That's what I mean by a guy that's he's American, USA, gringo. That's what I'm saying. Is it because they want to keep a gringo on the top of the pound for pound list, or is it a nationalistic thing, or is it a racial thing? Again, I don't know. I hate to cast aspersions. I'm just offering you the evidence that I've seen of how they don't keep it real. And I mean, let's not for nothing. Again, I'm not one of those guys that goes, Mexicans are being, disparaged against by the media, because I think a lot of races and nationalities are being disparaged by the media in order to favor one. But what Rapid exposes too, when Canelo beat Golovkin the third time, they call it a super performance, this and that. But then when Haney outboxed Kambosos, which was a boring fight, which involved a lot of clinching, masterpiece, brilliant exhibition by Haney, blah blah blah. He showed the titles, the headlines, and I did a little similar thing after Navarrete beat Valdez. Nobody said great performance by Navarrete, masterful performance. He outboxed Valdez. No, what did we see? And I put this in a video. Mexican classic, Mexican war, Mexican thriller. It's like, it wasn't that competitive. Navarrete busted this guy up.
Yeah,
but no, but because he's doing it with a weird style, he's not running around, clinching, one punch at a time, shaking his ass.
Calling that out. That running around bullshit, that dancing with the stars, that you should be point deducted. Those are against the rules of boxing. You see, I don't really watch sports. I watch combat sports, right? And I watch multiple combat sports. The shit that they're fucking doing is Muay Thai, bro. That's why I always bring that shit up. Like, if you want to do Muay Thai, why don't you take your ass over there? This is boxing. This is supposed to be a boxing bout.
More and more people are starting to realize, Amok, that clinching is illegal. That they're starting to realize it little by little. I'm glad that people call Shakur Stevens' performance or lack thereof against Edwin de los Santos, because I'm telling you, when I went on Twitter after the fight, I was expecting people to defend him. It's like, it's kid not be hit, blah blah. No, even the people that usually mention that were castigating him. So we're making progress, like you said. Now people are starting to realize that this Muay Thai, that this ain't Muay Thai. If you want, like you say,
I love Muay Thai because you can knock out people in the clinch. If you clinch them, you can hit them with a knee or an elbow and shit like that. But you can't do that in boxing.
Exactly. No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And may I also present this when we were talking about pound for pound? If you go to ESPN's pound for pound list or section, they tell you how their writers and so-called experts voted. So you can tell who has who on the pound for pound list. Teddy Atlas still has Crawford number one pound for pound. Now keep in mind, Teddy Atlas is a guy who I don't watch his show too much because the little I've seen shows me that the guy doesn't know that much about analyzing boxing. If you want to learn how to throw that jab, or if you want to teach a rookie how to get a position, a boxing stance and the guard and all that, go to give him to Teddy Atlas at the gym. But when it comes to analyzing fights and predicting fights, he hasn't done all that well. May I just remind people that this is the guy that said that Canelo was going to lose against Charlo, but that he was going to get help from his friends, aka the judges. That's what he said. And I can only imagine what he said afterwards. I don't know. I'd like to hear how he spun it. I'm going to go back to one of his podcasts, see how he tried to spin it. But he has Crawford number one. Timothy Bradley, Crawford number one. Mike Coppinger, Crawford number one. Joe Tessitore, Crawford number one. I mean, it's insane.
Even the ESPN Espanol cast as well in Mexico.
Wow.
They all have Crawford number one.
I think another reason why the mystique is, as you mentioned at BD8, the Magic O. They have a Magic O, so that makes it pound for pound even better.
I think so, man. I mean, Timothy Bradley, I don't think Timothy Bradley. He does have Alvarez number 5. But yeah, I think that's what it is too. The Ramuk. It's that there's this infatuation with the zero nowadays.
Well, the other thing about Crawford, I was thinking about today. I'm working out, I'm hitting the bag, and I'm like, this is gonna sound weird, but why did Crawford get so much credit for Spence? I'm like, David Avenesian did better than Spence. Am I crazy for thinking that? I'm like, didn't David Avenesian do better than Errol Spence?
Bro, Errol Spence.
I'm like, is it just me or am I insane? David Avenesian did better with Crawford's exploding gloves. Like, make that make sense.
Crawford fought a handicapped fighter, bro. Put it like that.
No. I think it could have been based on styles, but the exploding gloves. That's the shit that never made sense to me.
What
Because
I'm
the
saying
only
is,
time, the
let me
only
just
time
finish
I've
this,
ever,
and,
oh, yeah,
and I'm gonna let you cook. Is that Errol Spence's? I think he was still on the pound for pound, even after taking that brutal ass beating where he was only competitive like in one round. But from 2 to 6, he was getting knocked down with a jab, and they still had him on pound for pound. And I'm like, David Avanesian took a lot of hard shots from Crawford until his gloves exploded. So I don't know. Tell me I'm crazy or I'm right, guys. So go ahead, cook.
Yo, I remember being a kid, right? And I would take my school backpack. I would hide my gloves, and I couldn't really afford good gloves at the time because my mom didn't want me to do boxing, and my dad didn't care. He actually pushed me to do it, to be honest, but he had to play it off. So they would drop me off at the Boys and Girls Club, because the Boys and Girls Club was down the street of the boxing gym, right? So I'd pretend I go to the Boys and Girls Club, I'd go to the gym, and I'd take out my gloves. And I would have these cheap gloves on, I'm not gonna lie, because I was just a kid at the time. But my point is, the only time that I had gloves break, like Crawford's, was when the leather was dry or the gloves were old as fuck. I remember even being like to the point where sometimes I would just add duct tape on them. I don't know if you guys ever done that before.
I've never put duct tape on the gloves, but those were some cheap ass looking gloves, man, that he had on. And
Yeah.
they were broke. I was rewatching that fight, some clips of it actually 2 weeks ago, and yeah, I think by the third round they were already broken. They were ripped. It wasn't just from 5 to 6 that they ripped. I think they were ripped way before that. And again, I'm not saying he did anything to them, but the way he reacted when the referee was about to check him and he tried to hide them a little bit there, like for a split second he thought about hiding them, and then it's almost like that was a reflexive response, like, oh, try to hide them. But then his rational part took over and he realized, I can't hide the gloves from the referee. So then he put them back forward. But that was a whole weird situation. I'm telling you, there's something weird with Terence Crawford, that he gets so many passes and so many people just, I don't know, there's something weird, man. I can't put my
You're
finger on
saying
it.
he has tapes? He has tapes on people?
I don't think so.
Nah. His mom does voodoo.
What?
Nah, I don't believe in that shit. Anyway,
She's doing voodoo on Bob Arum and
no, but like,
What?
I wanted to bring up the commission. When Crawford showed his gloves to the commission, one of the guys had his mouth open a little bit and his eye wide open, like if he was bug-eyed, dude. There's a photo,
Yeah.
if you Google it and find it, you'll see what I mean.
Yeah, rapper used to show it all the time. They looked inept. They looked in shock. What do we do here? Well, what?
And oh yeah, that reminds me. Last week, I think it was last week or the week before, I was watching The Zone on a Friday with Never Sobers. Shout out to Never Sobers. And they were showing this fight where these two guys were about to fight, and before the fight started, they stopped the fight and made the guy switch his gloves.
That was a recent fight?
Yeah,
Yeah, which one? Oh, okay. I think, yeah, well,
I
that
think it
on
was
the
a
undercard
Mexican.
of the.
I think the guy was Mexican, and they made him switch his gloves.
Yeah, that okay. What was it? Yeah, okay. I think I remember what you're talking. Wasn't it for the? It wasn't for the Pacheco fight, was it?
I can't remember. I'm sure Never Sobers can fill in the rest of the details. But I thought it was interesting that right then and there they were going to change the gloves, but they didn't want to do it for the Crawford fight, which is more important.
Yeah, which makes no sense because the whole point of change. So they, by saying we're gonna change them next round, they're agreeing that gloves need to be changed. So then the question becomes, if they need to be changed, why do you have to wait a round? If it's the reason why they're changing them probably is because it could be dangerous to the opponent, right? So why would you let the guy, knowingly that he has defective gloves, why would you give him another round so that those gloves might injure the lack of padding might injure the guy. I mean, it makes no sense, man. That was a bizarre situation. And one of the arguments that I hear is people say, yeah, but why would he need to have defective gloves against Avanesian? I don't know why. Maybe his handlers don't, or whoever was behind that doesn't have confidence in him. I don't know. Like, to me, again, I don't think anybody doctored the gloves, or I doubt that anybody. I think it was just a cheap pair of gloves, but that the way it was handled, that's what's highly bizarre.
Well, it was also in his hometown too. It was on BLK Prime in Nebraska, so
Right.
it was also in his hometown. So maybe now we're speculating, right? Maybe he had loaded gloves. It's hard to prove. Nobody could prove it. But just the fact they exploded in his hometown, and it was against David Avanesian while he's waiting for Errol Spence fight.
And that they let him go around with them.
Yeah, but it gets even more
That's the other
interesting.
thing.
Yeah, is that there was another fighter that had this similar gloves to Crawford. The only difference was the color scheme, and it was one of the fights in the other card. How come those gloves didn't explode?
It's a good point. It's a good point.
Well,
I mean,
and the other thing, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, and just the other thing, I mean, if this happens, it was supposed to be it was on pay-per-view, so you imagine a pay-per-view match. I mean, that if Canelo fought or Inouye fought, imagine if Inouye's gloves exploded. What do you think BLM would start doing? They would protest. I think they would show up in Japan and protest. Like, imagine Inouye's gloves exploding. There would be no end to.
And that's no lie. That's no lie, because look at, there's one specific group that always has to bring up, go above and beyond with the excuses. The Deontay Wilder glovegate, and I've never seen anything like that before, or since. Inoue Fulton, before the Inoue Fulton fight, they're talking about stacking. They're talking about how he doesn't get tested.
That was Rachel Donaire's punk ass. Fuck her. I don't care. That was her. She was going on all these channels saying, "Oh, and we were saying that earlier." Like, she was really trying to disparage the guy.
Yeah, I want to put on her glass. Now that we're mentioning her, I remember mentioning in the comment section when she was crying about her father-in-law. I was like, well, those tweets, those iPhone tweets, they can be edited to make it look real, but they're not. And then my comment got deleted.
No, my bad, BDA. No, I thought it was her. I remember her saying that she was concerned about Inouye stacking. She was saying that when Nonito fought Inouye, they wouldn't let her be in the room. They said a whole bunch of things about the gloves and the stacking. It was her like preempting on those channels, and they got behind Fulton on that. But go ahead, BDA. I thought you were gonna say something about that.
Yeah, okay, Lubin too. When after Fundora beat the crap out of Lubin, they tried doing with the glove thing, and even after Crawford beat Spence, I mean, that was a Afro on Afro Anglo violence, but that was so because Spence was their guy, they had to come up with the excuses again. Not the gloves. Spence was poisoned. He looked poisoned to me. No, he just looked like a fucking guy who's not taking the sport seriously anymore against a lethal fighter in there. That's what happened. But they always got to come up with excuses. So yeah, man, that's why it's that's why like Frank's point is on point, because imagine if one of the guys they hate would have had gloves that exploded. My goodness gracious, can you imagine I mean, we can only speculate, but based on past evidence, I mean, I think we can form a pretty.
Oh yeah, I mean, these are major events. I mean, we're watching boxing. These are big fights. They're not on because what Amuk said, that when they change the gloves, this is on a nondescript fight. Nobody's watching it, but we're talking about a major event that people are watching. This guy's a pound for pound fighter, and his gloves explode. And like you guys are saying, they don't change it within the round. They let it go. BDA says it looked like he tried to hide it, speculating. But we know if it was the other way around, the guy probably would never fight again. I mean, because they make such an outrage.
Well, to be fair, they did make a big deal out of it after Spence. After he beat Spence, then they went back to that fight, some of them, and they tried to say, you see, he cheated then, so therefore he cheated against Spence as well.
Well, I don't know if you guys remember, I think it was a Mike Tyson fight. You remember when that dumbass entered the ring from skydiving?
That was Bo Holyfield, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you remember how they stopped the fight?
Right, yeah.
So why couldn't they do it then?
Exactly, yeah. They didn't say, hey, let's go one. I mean, of course, that was a different situation because the guy got tangled in the ropes and all that, but still, I mean, the point still stands. if you're deeming the gloves unfit for a fight, why do you let it go on for another round? Why not change them right there? Why was it more important to let the fight go for another round rather than to change them? It's nonsensical. It's absurd. And again, I'm not saying that I definitely believe that Crawford has some sort of psychic or sexual hold on the masses, but it is bizarre. You know what? Another theory that I arrived to was that perhaps it's the Marvin Hagler effect. And somebody reminded me of this recently, that the reality is that Crawford was always a top-ranked guy, and the LDBC guys, they hated him because they had Spence on their side. They tend to go more for the country boy type guy, Texas, Georgia, all that. And that's what Spence was. Plus, he was with the PBC, so they went with him more. And so therefore, a lot of the people that were supporting Crawford, they did so as well, because invariably they were against the LDBC. So there was this whole it was framed behind the battle between LDBC guys and anti-LDBC guys, and for a lot of the anti-LDBC guys, Crawford was their guy. He was their Marvin Hagler. He was the guy that never really got his props, even though the media has been giving him plenty of props, but he never had that big money fight, that big mega fight. So for them, they're desperately trying to have a next Marvin Hagler, and then now Crawford is that guy because he finally made it. He finally got his Tommy Hearns victory. I think that's the way somebody put it to me, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's why there's this infatuation with Terence Crawford. But again, still having pound for pound number one, to overlook everything that he's done, calling Top Rank racist, suing them, saying, even during the pandemic, remember, he still insisted on getting paid his full fee while everyone else was taking pay cuts. So evidently, he's a difficult guy to work with. That's why he's been MIA too for the past 9 months, because PBC decided to fuck him over as well, which ain't right. But it's also because of the way he's been doing business now. He should get on his knees and thank the Alashik or whatever, that they're giving him a shot, because otherwise nobody would want to touch him. He demands too much money and doesn't attract enough viewership. That's his problem. He thinks because he's number one pound for pound in a lot of people's lists, that he should be getting paid as if he was a megastar, but he ain't a megastar. And that's always been the knock against him. He's difficult to work with.
Yeah, we know this, because like I always said, okay, how many times can you hide behind nobody wants to fight you, or they're ducking you? Like, I get it, but at a certain point, like when we get these Haney, Shakur back and forths, and did you see when Tank Davis, I guess he stepped to Devin Haney at a club? Did you guys see that on the internet yet? Yeah, it's like, we know these guys aren't gonna fight, and it's like, but everybody believes, if you're a Tank Davis fan or you're a Davina Haney fan, they think, oh yeah, supposedly they're clout chasing each other, but we know they're not going to fight. But they run with this. So I mean, I hear you, BDA. Yeah, Crawford, I guess the PDC iced him out, but after a certain point, it's like, okay, well, when he's been sitting on the shelf for 9 months, were they icing him out then?
Exactly. Well, yeah. Well, I think they did this time with the rematch clause. They let it expire, so they wasted about 6 months of his time. But he was also inactive in the beginning of the year. So
yeah, I mean, but like you said, it's just crazy that they still got him number one pound for pound. Look, he's good, but do I think he dug boots Ennis? I don't know how you feel, BDA or TY. I kind of think he did. Now, I don't know, I don't think they'll ever fight, but I kind of think he did duck the guy. But then they're saying nobody made an offer. I mean, is Madrimov the best opponent? Let's be realistic. If Canelo's best opponent is Benavidez, who's Crawford's best opponent?
Yeah, that's a good. I mean, but that's what I was saying in the build-up to the Spence fight. Is what's Crawford's best win? Because he was saying, I can go to the Hall of Fame without Spence. That's what he was saying, and I'm thinking, well, wait a minute, who's your best opponent? Sean Porter? I mean, the only thing about that Sean Porter win was that he was the one that finally stopped Sean Porter. But again, Kell Brook didn't stop Sean Porter, but he did dominate him, at least early on. Then there was a whole lot of clinching, but be that as it may, it was the cleanest or the most. There was no doubt that he won the fight. Crawford, he stops Porter, but it was a neck and neck type of fight. So that was his best win at the time? before the Spence fight that, oh, hey, you stopped Porter, okay, so you stopped the guy that nobody could stop, okay, but he's been beaten before. So what else? Gamboa, what's his name, Postal. Other than that, the last 3-4 years before the Spence fight were sad, and the fact that some people still had they still had him top 3 pound for pound was I couldn't fathom it. It's almost like they were giving him every benefit of the doubt, so that in the case he did get the Spence fight and won, they were gonna put him number 1 pound for pound right away. I mean, I know I'm sounding conspiratorial. I'm not saying that that's what happened, but some people had him above, hovering in the top 3 when he was fighting people like Khan and an old Brook. I just didn't get that. If you want, like, again, like to Al Heyman God's point, Canelo's right now, he's fighting similar position to what Crawford was fighting in 2018, 2017. It's not exactly the best, but how come he's not top 3 pound for pound? Well, then again, I guess it's because the other guys have been fighting top position. I mean, I don't know. It could go both ways.
Like, let's just keep it 100, bro. Crawford is not a Hall of Famer. Andre Ward is not a Hall of Famer.
I think Andrew Ward is, but Crawford, he just punched his ticket in
with the
Spence.
2-time undisputed. I mean, that gets you in automatically, I feel like, bro.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if you look at it on paper,
I don't know, man.
Panel.
You already know what I'm
Yeah, salute Max.
Salute Frank, BDA, everyone on here, HLD. It's Max, Real Boxing TV. Just came to chop it up with y'all for a little bit before Kambosos goes into retirement tonight.
I'm sorry, guys. I gotta. This was gonna be a shorter stream. I'm sorry. Thank you, everybody. Let's get some last takes about. I guess we're just gonna finish with Loma. Sorry, guys. I gotta go, but I appreciate it. Sorry, Max. But yeah, I guess we could finish with Loma, Kambosos.
Wait, who's this? Mighty Max? Is this Mighty Max?
Nah,
man, he's Max. He's
Max
just Max.
New York Real Boxing.
My bad.
Oh, nah, because I've heard of Mighty Max
from Twitter.
Nah, for YouTube.
There's
another boxing channel.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
I think so.
Me.
Oh,
yeah, he says a lot of fuck shit, doesn't he?
So this is generic Max then.
Nah, Max is cool, homie.
Real Max.
That's Mexican Rambo.
Let me say my real take. I mean, listen, I'm happy. I'm hoping Loma. The only thing, bro, that I'm concerned about with Loma tonight is if they rob him in Australia. But we've already seen Australia rob people when it comes to the scorecards. But I mean, bro, tonight, Kambosos' 15 minutes of fame been up, and Devin Haney's resume takes another hit, and I'm happy with that. So that's my take.
I think Loma needs to get a stoppage, or he's not gonna look that good.
Who up? BDA?
Yeah, I think Loma's in a bit of like a Canelo situation now in his career, where against these lightweights he can't get, he doesn't get those stoppages. I mean, he did lay a beating on Comey, and he was laying a bit of a beating there against Haney in the middle rounds, but he just can't seem to do what he was doing at 126, 130, which is understandable. Higher weight, he's getting older. I think it's going to be an entertaining fight, man, because Kambosos likes it when guys go to him, and that's what Lomachenko does. So Lomachenko, if he still has 75% of his tank filled up, he should be able to beat Kambosos.
I think this fight is just they're marinating Loma, bro. So he could beat Kambosos, right? He's gonna beat Kambosos, and then they're gonna make the Shakur fight, Loma versus Shakur.
Well, the reason why I think Loma should get a stoppage is because Kambosos got a gift decision against Maxie Hughes, and Maxie Hughes got the shit beat out of him by Zepeda. So that's why I think Loma should get a stoppage, or at least outclass him.
Right. I can understand that.
So what happened? Go ahead.
Or it could have just been, the styles. He had a style that just made him look better. There's also that too.
We shall see, man. I don't like this card starting too late, man.
It's
Fucking
an awful card anyway. Maloney, God, that guy gets every fucking card. Top Bob Arum, I guess, loves these guys. That other brother got his ass beat, and then he's back on the card.
He loves the Maloney's, man.
For sure. And I think there's a chick fight. I don't know if they're hot, but we shall see.
He probably
But
did
BDA, are you in the morning? Are you going in the morning tomorrow or nah?
Yeah, probably tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, no.
well,
I mean, unless something dramatic happens, maybe tonight, but I doubt it.
Okay. Well, salute BDA. Thank you. Check BDA, like, subscribe. He's gonna go tomorrow morning. Salute Mexican Rambo. Salute Muck. I think Loma needs a knockout. He needs to look impressive. I hope he gets Navarrete, but it looks like they're gonna angle for Shakur to get Shakur a solid victory. But yeah, man, thank you for joining. We'll see, man. Next week, Usyk and Fury, man. But we're out of here, guys. Thank you.
All right, thank you, bro. Appreciate that. Friend.
Yeah, thank you.
All right,
Great
salute to
conversation.
everyone. Yeah.
Salute.
All right, man.
Salute.
Peace. Let me salute. I'm just gonna salute the comments. Salute Quentin, Impala, Hawker, Ghost, Sergeant. Who else we got? Earl Stevens. Guys, hit the like, comment, subscribe. You gotta hit the like pounds. A real one. I've seen J.A. Geniuses, Nerd, Evan, aka Dora. Salute, Glocktavius. Salute. Who else we got, man? Well, thank you guys. It was a shorter one. We got Carl, the boxing kangaroo. We got Technique. Guys, hit the like. Gotta hit the like every single time. But we're going to get out of here. Go watch Lomachenkos. Check out BDA. Check out the homie Never Sobers. I think he'll be commenting on the fight. Check him out. So we're out, guys.
If you notice a girl keeps looking at you, she is trying to get your attention. So confidently, go talk to her. She's already waiting. She wants you. If you know...
Okay, it's time for workout number 1. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hey guys, come with me to Wendy's Tortas. This is...
Bro, what the fuck? This guy bent down and pet a fucking skunk, and now that shit's fucking following him, bro. Oh, he's seeing me. So come on, little skante warrior. Let's...
Okay, it's time for workout number 1. Ready? 1, 2, 3.